Hey guys, it's me, Tatum Thrift Walker, and I'm actually coming to you guys from my new studio, OKEFENOKEE Sports Academy. As most of you know, this is home of the OKEFENOKEE Diva Dolls. Since the age of 4, I'm going to go ahead and tell my story, so some of you who don't know, that's asked questions or just wondering, you know, who is Tatum Thrift Walker? At the age of 4 years old, I started dancing and twirling and acrobatics by Miss Gina Jeffers. It was Gina Hobbs back then, and then she got married and moved to Jessup. My mama hauled me to Jessup, Georgia. And a lot of people wonder, you know, why did my mom haul me to Jessup? Because Miss Gina is the best in the business. I'm lucky enough to have been coached by the best. I've also took private lessons from some of the best in the world. Rochelle Salem, her name, she was just somebody that, if you've ever seen the movie Hero with Robert De Niro, she actually twirls on the movie. So there was Paige, Miss Sharon out of California. There were so many I could sit here. I don't have time to go through all of them. But the main one who taught me everything I know was Gina Jeffers. And she owns Gina's Academy of Dance, Baton, and Acrobatics in Jessup, Georgia. Why I say that is, when I was going back and forth, there was a time when Miss Gina said, listen, she told my mama, she said, Estelle, Tatum's having to come back and forth so much. Let's let her take some dance from Waycross Dance and Gymnastics. And that was by Miss Ann Townsend and Miss Brenda. I love them, so I did get some. I just want to make sure everybody gets the gratitude and thankfulness from who taught me what. But I was trained mainly by Gina Jeffers. I also hip-hop. Miss Gina didn't offer hip-hop back then, and I took that from Miss Wendy Spatola. I took classes with my friend, Christy Smith, and, you know, I learned a lot from her. Through the years, I have had the opportunity of going to some of the best clinics and camps in the United States. Miss Penny's camp out of St. Petersburg, Florida, every year we went to that, and that's where I got a lot of private lessons from, and like I said, some of the best in the world. You know, from 1 baton, 2 baton, 3 baton, 4 baton, flag baton, hoop baton, fire batons, knives, fire knives, you name it. I was also a member of Gina's Gyms, which was our baton corps, and that was our groups, and we were several time state and regional champions. By the age of, well, let's say by the 4th grade, going into the 4th grade, I was 22nd in the world in my age division in baton at nationals. In baton, we don't actually have, we're not in the Olympics, so we have what we call nationals in Notre Dame, Indiana. So back then, you had like 300 in your age division. I wish we had that now, we don't. But for 22nd in the world, in my age division, that was big. And then 2nd in the world in my age division in 2 baton, and 2nd in the world in my age division in flag baton. When I tell you I couldn't have done none of this without Gina, Miss Gina, she was like a second mom to me. I mean, she pushed me, you know. I remember the first time my mom went in and asked her, she said, well, how did Tatum do today? And Miss Gina looked at my mom and she said, Tatum's got something that most kids dream about. She's got natural talent. And I did. God, you know, God gives us, everybody, a certain gift. And God gave me a couple gifts. And I mean, I'm blessed, very blessed. I don't want to drag this out too long, but I want to make sure I say everything I need to say. By the time I was 6, like I said, I started doing beauty pageants and trained by Miss Gina. She done all that. Miss Golden Gator, Miss Pogo Fest, Miss Southern Princess, Miss Dogwood, just to name a few. So back then, outfit of choice was called sportswear usually, or, you know, talent version. So I have several titles on my belt. Miss Major of the Southeast, by the time I was 7, to be able to act or to, do plays, do different stuff, I really needed to work on my singing. So I took voice lessons from Miss Charlotte Williams. And one thing I do remember about Miss Charlotte that I loved so much was we were talking one time, and I can't remember exactly what she used, but it was kind of like this. She said, you got Whitney Houston that sings I Will Always Love You, and you got Dolly Parton, the original, that sung I Will Always Love You. But the difference is Whitney made a Grammy of it, or, she won all the awards, but so did Dolly. But they sung it like their version. She says, when you sing, Tatum, you let that y'all and that country come out. She said, don't never try to be somebody you're not. And that has stuck with me. Y'all know when I even rap with Solo Bill, he said, come on, Tatum, rap this part. And I said, well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm country, and it's just how it's going to come out. So that's how it come out. But that's just a little bit under my belt. But OKEFENOKEE Sports Academy is something I opened when I was about 25 years old. I'm 44 now. I'm still young though, guys. Anyway, so I opened it up and I started with it, and I did good. I traveled a lot with it. I've always been known for my choreography. That was a talent that Miss Gina had told me, when I started. A lot of people can twirl and dance and do different stuff and act and sing and all, but it takes someone to be able to choreograph or, be able to teach. And she said I had that gift. And hearing it from her, I'm telling you, she is my mentor. She is someone that I've looked up to since I was 4 years old. And I still look up to her to this day. And I'll tell anybody, if you got opportunity to work with Gina Jeffers, you go for it. Because she's taught me most of everything I know. I've had other people along the way, but like I said, she made me the champion and the star that I was, and still in some ways are. And I thank her for it every day. But I did it on and off, and then I had my own business, and then I had one in Folkestone. But then my son got hurt, and after 5 years, he passed away, 5.5 years. So, I didn't know if I would ever come back. In my heart, I was planning on coming back when he was still getting better because he wanted me to. But I didn't know, guys, if my heart could do it. And I guess you pray about it, and God just tells you. And it's like Joseph spoke to me, and I've got to do something with my life. Your life has to go on. And, the motivational speaking, and, the animals, and the, doing stuff for charities and all that. Well, I got to thinking, there's so many things that I want to do, and there's a lot of things I'm good at, and I'm able to do them. And like I said, God blessed me with that. So what can I do? So I said, well, let's open OKEFENOKEE Sports Academy back up. So me and Cindy's going to come in, and, Cindy helped me in Folkestone. Cindy has been a big part of it. She has watched. We was laughing earlier, guys, because I was talking about Dance to Magic. I love doing stuff with Disney. I always have. Love Disney, love Universal, love Pigeon Forge. And we were talking about how she had them out there doing like a little boot camp with them, making them practice for Disney. And she knows so much stuff. And she's like, I learned it from you, Tatum, but it's because she paid attention. And like I said earlier, on different things, I will be hiring some people. They will be mostly part-time. Cindy has always been my right hand when it comes to this stuff, and she has been around me. So, as far as OKEFENOKEE Sports Academy, we will have, I'm one of the only ones around that, and I'm lucky because my mom put me in all this, and I'm able to do it. We will offer all dance. There will be a list on there. There will be some kids that I've taught in the past. I don't just let anybody come in and teach a class. I'm very funny about that. I do all the choreography because I'm a perfectionist, but they will be some of them that's older now that will come in that has been trained by me, that will come in and do some classes, but we'll start, the little girls. We're going to try to do Mommy and Me again. Mommy and Me is classes to they come in with their mom or their aunt or their grandma, but it gets them ready for creative movement and to start out with what they need. I'm going to say this, and I always say this, and some people take this the wrong way, but I am an honest person. I'm not going to have you coming in here and paying me your money and me not being honest with you. I do not want kids to come in and waste their time. Some people do offer recreational classes. And I'm not saying I might not offer one, but this is what my goal is. I do dance, we do baton, we do cheer, and we do, and we call it cheernastics, and we do acrobatics. But here's my thing. My goal is to, when you come in here and you take from me and you do OKEFENOKEE Sports Academy, OKEFENOKEE Diva Dolls, my goal is your money don't get wasted. Is by the time your child graduates high school, they can go and they can work for people like Disney. Anywhere in the continent, there's a Disney or Broadway. They can go to school. Disney helps them, pays for it. There's so many different things that they can do with their talents. Now, I'm not saying, I've had girls that tried out for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Atlanta Falcons, and I've had some that, and I ended up hurting somebody's feelings one time because they wanted to try out for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, let me explain something to you about that. The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. It is not about if you can run and do a round off back handspring, back tuck, back layout, full, whatever. That is not what this is. You have to have a dancing experience to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. You have to have a washboard stomach. You can't have no fat. And they are like that. You got to have your kick line, your palm. You got to be able to dance. You got to be in the right count. You've got to have the right look. Your makeup has to be perfection. Everything has to be perfection. Because when you walk into Dallas and you're wanting to try, I'm not discouraging you not to try out. But as a coach, I have to come to you and be like, this is what you have to do. And, I hurt somebody's feelings for it. Now, it's a lot easier to do the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Atlanta Falcons. But if you're wanting to do that when you graduate or go to college and you're wanting to do that, you've got to have dance. All cheerleaders should have dance anyway. But this is a different kind of. This is not, if you're a great cheerleader, don't mean you're going to be a great Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, because it's a whole different ballgame, okay? As much as I love baton, and y'all know that, actually dance is where it's at now. And the acting and the voice classes, because when you graduate, there's so many opportunities for you, okay? And that's my goal. I don't want your parents spending money and you don't get nothing out of it. But I also want you to love it. I don't want any parent to push a child to do something they don't like. They might come in to baton class and hate it and want to dance. That's fine. You can do that. I chose to do a variety. That was me. But that was my passion and I loved it. But not all kids are that. They might want to do something else. They might want to take the pageant classes. We will offer pageant coaching. We do pageants. I do have some moms that I have trained their kids. I have been very successful with it. We do offer natural, semi-glitz, and glitz. Semi-glitz is my favorite, but now, I will say this. I am more about the big pageants. I have friends in Atlanta that they are a lot bigger than I am, because I don't just do that. Now, a lot of you have messaged me too, Tatum, what about the runway and the different kind of other modeling? yes, I'm going to try to bring somebody in that I know real well that'll be able to do some more of that because, like I said, I don't want to pull myself too thin. But, yes, that can be done. Now, I did model, but I never did, like, the big runway. I did some, like, just modeling for clothing stores, and I did a lot of photography modeling. I'm short. I'm 5'4", so I'm not no beautiful 5'10", you know, tall, lanky model that's beautiful for the runway. So there's different types in that. Far as you know, acting, far as the plays and the trying to get into screen. Yes, we do have friends out in LA. There's people, it's not all LA. Some things now are filmed in Chicago. Some things are filmed out of Atlanta. Atlanta has big opportunities. So, and voice, all that you'll be able to take. That's what we wanted. We wanted a one-stop shop at OKEFENOKEE Sports Academy. And I have taught a little bit of this the whole time, but I've never taught it all at once because I didn't really have a big enough staff and a big enough time to be able to do it. So that's where we're at with them. But I want you to know something. If your child comes in and they're doing the pageant, you know, the pageant training, and I'm not there that day, does not mean I won't be working with your child. Whoever will be coaching your child at that time or be working with them in that class, if I'm not there in that class, if I'm teaching a dance class next door, do not think that I will not be on top of it, that I will not know what's going on, and they won't have somebody that would be the same as like me coaching them, because I don't play that. I do not, back when I tried out for like, you know, high schools and stuff like that, you had to have some kind of experience. You couldn't just say, okay, hey, I want to try out for the majorette line and walk out there and try out and make it. It didn't work like that back in my day. I don't agree with that. I believe you should have some type of, you know, but some people do have natural talent, but you need to be coached. Another thing that I want to get into about this, I know it's kind of a long video, but I'm trying to get as much as I can out because I want to talk to you guys. Is being able to afford it. And this was another big thing that I had talked about this time around. I want to be able to be like kind of like a Boys and Girls Club, but not actually being through the Boys and Girls Club of America. Is if you know your child is talented and you want your child to do something, because I want to keep these children off the street. My son was murdered, and everybody knows that, and you know, it was attempted murder, and then he died from them injuries 5.5 years later, so it was murder. But I don't want to get into all of that, but what I'm saying, I'm using this as an example, is these kids get bored and they get into things, and it's not all their parents' fault, because some of them have 2, 3, 4, and 5 kids, and they love their kids, and they're able to afford, you know, their necessities in life, but they can't come up here and be like, I want all 3 of these girls to take, which you will get a discount for that. But here's the thing. This time I'm going to go through a sponsorship program. Is if you come talk to me and say, Tatum, I really want my child to do this, but I really can't afford it. That's when I come in and we go to a business and we get the business to sponsor your child, and they'll pay for it. And here's the thing too. They can write it off on their taxes. So, you know, that's the big thing. So I want to be able to do that because, and we are going to have an after school program, but there will only be so many. I will find out this week how many people I can actually have in here. You know, how many kids will actually be able to be here. So we were going to try to do that. And if another building here opens up, we will try to get one, you know, another one. So we will be able to actually have more kids. So, I'm just excited, guys, and I know y'all see the Just Ask Tatum in the background. You know, the podcast will be up here. Your kids will, now I will say this, you have to sign a form for them to be able to be on social media on certain things. If you do not want your child on social media, we will have a show that will be filming up here as well. And it will actually be on Patreon, and people, you know, will get to watch it. It'll be on YouTube. And if some of you feel a certain way about your child, you know, which I've never had anybody that had a problem with it, because I'm not going to put anything that's inappropriate on there anyway. Y'all know that. But, y'all will be able to talk with me about it, and I will have a meeting before we completely start, and it will have everything. You know, we will discuss everything. You will have a folder that will have all the stuff in it. Cindy's good at that. She's very organized, and we like it to be like that, where you have your, if y'all hear my husband back there singing, but you will have a folder and it will have everything in it. Also, if your child takes from me, they will have the opportunities to work. Far as when we do characters, we will offer so many characters. We'll do birthday parties up here. Your kid can be a character. They can work a party. And what we will do is, I don't know how we're going to do this yet. They will get paid, but they'll get paid through their parents, or however you want to do it, you know, or if you want us to pay them and it goes straight into an account that you've got set up for them. However you want to do it, we'll do it like that, but they will get paid for their time. So they'll be able to be in performances, and, you know, they might be a character, and they'll actually be able to do that, and that will be so much fun. Like I said, in the birthday parties, there's so many different things that, you know, that they'll be able to do. Also, we do Disney, Dance to Magic, Universal. They have one now at the Grand Ole Opry, and your child will actually get to dance on the Grand Ole Opry stage, which is amazing. I used to go all the time as a younger kid, and it's great. Also, there's one in New York. There's actually one that's in Paris, but it's only every couple of years. We have our parents that get together, and it's free. It's a free club, and what we do is we raise the money. We have sponsors. So, and usually after we, the booster club, excuse me, I had a brain. But the booster club, it's free to join in, and our booster club, when we raise the money for that, then we turn around and we raise money for the other kids in your family, or you and your husband or grandparents. You're able to raise it for that as well, and they can go, and they get like half off at Disney when we do that. And now Disney has it set up where you do it all through the computer. So you won't have to come in and be like, "Tatum, I need to pay this." You can see what you're paying for. And it takes care of my fees, my staff, is everything. So that's just awesome. Like, they perform my routine on it's usually at Hollywood Studios on the Beauty and the Beast stage, and then they actually perform the Vice President's parade routine in Magic Kingdom. So there's so many opportunities, and we have so much fun. But the thing is, your child has the opportunity to be a part of a family, because we love our kids. We consider them like we would our own. And like I said, there will be so much different stuff. Also, the new thing that we will be offering, we've offered it before, but it hadn't went this far. It is called, and I'm using the Country Diva Fitness on that. I'm not going to do OKEFENOKEE because I want it to be, it'll be in with it, but it'll be separate. And kids can do it as well, but this will be all women that will be doing this. We will have all that on there. It will be classes. There will be no machines in here as far as like treadmills, all that. But there's Sweat Fitness right up here. If you want to do classes and then you want to go out there and work out, they have that as far as the machines and stuff. But the new thing that we will be having coming at the first of the year is the Bungee Fitness. And I'm so excited about that. I cannot wait. That is, it's going to be great. You can pay by classes, or you can do, monthly, however, you want to do that. So I'm just excited because all this is going to be going on. And like I said, you can have birthday parties here. You need the characters. If you don't want the birthday party here, we work with all kind of other businesses. You can get everything down from the food to the cakes, everything through us. We have people we go through, whatever. And another question a lot of you have is boys allowed? Yes, I have taught many boys. So there's nothing wrong with that. I've danced with I've even twirled with some of the best guys that gave me a run for my money on, So, but all the classes will be listed here soon. Your kid will be getting, if it's not before the Christmas holidays, it might be right when they get back from the Christmas holidays. I'm not sure yet. I just don't want y'all to forget about it. But I'm thinking I might let it go out right before the Christmas holidays and have it during the Christmas holidays and have the meeting. The meeting where I know it's Christmas time and all that, but we'll have the meeting where you can learn about everything. You can meet me and learn about, and I'm also an influencer. So I know a lot of you follow me on TikToks and Facebooks and stuff. So, but with me, what you see is what you get. I'm the same as I am on there as I am in person. No different. But I want the meeting, to people to come in and y'all can ask me anything and we can go through everything, what we're going to be offering, what we're going to be doing. I mean, we even used our boggy-based stables, do petting zoos. We're going to have bouncy house. We're just going to have a lot of different stuff, and I'm so excited because I have a great team behind me. And I wouldn't be able to do everything without the team. And if it weren't for my husband believing in me and being my backbone and pushing me, and all my friends, and my mom, who put me in this stuff at 4 years old and just pushed me, but she knew I loved it. And Miss Gina, who trained me since I was 4. So I am excited, and there'll be a lot more stuff. I know I haven't answered everything today, but I mean, this is like 25 minutes long, fitting to be 26, so I don't want to kill y'all too bad. But like I said, I will be posting a lot more, and y'all will see flyers being posted and more stuff. All of you that's text me about getting a job, I will be texting you back, and different things with the parties. You might want to be a character, you might be doing food, you might be doing this, might be working with after school. I will tell you this, if you work for me and I don't know you personally, like really know you, you will get a background check. I do not have you working around kids without not knowing. So, I love you guys, and I'm just excited to be back, and thank y'all for holding me down for 5.5 years while I didn't know if I was going to come back or not, because, you lose your son, you lose your child, it's something you about don't get over, so. But also the t-shirts, I did a video a minute ago, they will be on Etsy and TikTok shop, so I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.